My name is Ajay Bedi. I'm a GP in South Tyneside. I've worked in the North East since 1995 and I've been qualified as a doctor for 30 years this year. I think first of all it's important to celebrate the fact that the NHS is 70. There's been a lot of achievement. There are some things that we do incredibly well within the NHS, but there are many challenges that I think we have going forward. Unfortunately nowadays, because of the workforce pressures, the job has changed incredibly. We are much more pushed towards what I call transactional medicine, much shorter time with patients, much faster interactions. Is it okay if I have a quick look at your hands? Yeah? Transformational medicine is where you get time with your patient, you get to understand your patient, they get to understand you, and you form a solid partnership with them. So it's not just about the patient expecting a clinician to make them well, it's about them going on a journey with you and you going on a journey with them. I was wanting to ask you, how are things generally? How have you been since Bill sadly passed away? Obviously, as someone who believes in family medicine, who believes in that transformational approach, you can imagine that I find that very frustrating, that I'm not able to practice that in the way that I signed up to. So Kelly, what have been the main pressures for the nursing team this week?
So this week, because we've had increase in the weather temperatures, we've had lots of issues with lots of minor complaints, such as skin rashes and lots of issues with hay fever.
We've moved into an area where there is increased patient demand. More and more people are living longer and therefore there are more interactions, more chronic disease. But obesity is one thing that I think we really need to have some sort of combined thinking on, because that's probably the greatest challenge that we face going forwards in terms of how our environment affects both the health of the patients and the workload of the clinicians. I'd like to see patients take more and more responsibility for their own health, and there to be a stronger recognition amongst clinicians that a partnership with patients is good for them and good for the patient. I want to see the negative stuff that I need to improve on, but it is lovely to see some of this feedback. So my highs are whenever I get nice feedback from patients and when I read what they say about me and our team here at our practice that indicates that we've made a difference to their lives. I think that is a singular honour and something to be proud of. There's one here that says, I saw Dr. Bedi this morning. He took the time to listen to my concerns. He explained everything in great detail. Even though I was only scheduled for a 5-minute appointment, he took time to refer me to the right people. He examined me and sent me for bloods. He cares for his patients and wants them to receive the right care. And that's, you know, a very emotional thing to read, but because it describes my behaviour, that's actually a more meaningful thing, I think, than somebody just patting you on the back. Hi Kelly, you've got some stuff for me to do, obviously.
Yes, I've got some clinical prescriptions and some clinical letters just to...
I hope that our politicians recognise that if we're going to be celebrating the NHS at 100, that there is investment needed. And I don't just mean a sustained financial investment. I mean investment into services, investment into the workforce. It's really critical that we have a workforce within the NHS that feels valued, not only as individuals, not only financially, but in terms of the job that they do for the citizens of this country. I don't think at the moment that the workforce is as valued as it could be, and if you marry on to that the stresses that the workforce has, then I think there's a significant amount of input required there.